back out eventing, and it is warm. Jeez. So we are going to Ascott-Under-Wychwood tomorrow. I am at a fairly decent time, to be honest. My dressage is at 10:30, so it's about an hour and a half away. No, maybe not even that. So it's actually an okay morning, thankfully. No 4:30 start this time, so I will be coherent. But I would rather event in the morning, much rather it. So because we're on early, I'm going to bath him today, and then I will go and walk the course this afternoon, take the dogs, so everything's a little bit less stressed. We are going with, well, I say we're going with Chrissy and Tasha. Louis knows what's coming. He looks so not impressed. we just ran through our dressage test because I hadn't done it. Oh, hi! You're a good boy. So I hadn't done it at all. So we just ran through that, and actually it was fine. I know what I need to do tomorrow. I've got a little plan for my dressage, so that is handy. I am a little bit worried about the ground being too hard, but obviously we'll have to see about that tomorrow. And I am going to, we are kind of and kind of not. So we're going with Chrissy and Tash. They are both going. But Chrissy's times are, she's got her dressage literally at the same time as mine. And then I've got cross country and show jumping before she goes show jumping. So there's quite a gap. There's like an hour and a half. No, there's like a 2-hour gap between Chrissy. Maybe it's more than that. Jesus. Between Chrissy's dressage and show jumping. Louis doesn't stand on the lorry if someone is taken away from him. He tends to go into meltdown. So I'm going to take my lorry. Chrissy's going to help me with my show jumping and my cross country, and then we're going to put Louis away, and I'm going to help her with her show jumping and her cross country. And then he isn't getting flustered or annoyed or irate or anything like that because he has come on his own. He will stand on the lorry on his own. So if he knows that, like, if Geets is taken away, then he goes batty, and I don't really want to trash Chrissy's lorry, so that is how we're going to work it. Tash is then later on in the afternoon, which is a little bit annoying, but we're definitely going to stay around for her dressage, and I might drive back for her show jumping and her cross country because it's not that far. And like, I know that show jumping and cross country are the bits that she's a little bit like worried about. So yeah, it's going to be a long, busy day tomorrow, but hopefully it should be good. Ascott-Under-Wychwood always do a really lovely cross-country course, and they, like, the ground is always good cross-country, but the ground is always hard. Show jumping and dressage, which I'm a little worried about. You don't cope very well on hard ground, do you? He's so tired. bath. Shiny. He hates the hose. And he's Bye, Luba. Well, that is a prime example of my chubby horse. But because he's had a bath and he doesn't like it, I'll let him off. He can have a little bit of grass in the sun. He stood on his lead. No, he's not a panicker when he stands on his lead rope. He tends to just pick each foot up until the foot that is holding him is free. So I'm going to go and collect my horse. He can have a little bit of grass in the sun just to dry off, and then I'm going to do stud holes, and then I'm going to wipe over his tack, and then I'm going to have some lunch. We've just come over to Ascott-Under-Wychwood to walk the course. This place is always so beautiful. You've got some of the jumps over there that we'll have a look in a minute, but I mean, what a setting for a cross country. It's beautiful. I'm looking forward to walking around this course because they always do a really good job of it. Back from walking the course. The course itself is beautiful. It is really, really nice. There are a couple of questions, but I've been walking around without a monkey. Don't usually wear a cap. There are a couple of questions, but like all of the jumps are really, really nice. The only thing I am really worried about is the ground. The ground, although there's parts where it has quite a lot of grass covering, which actually makes it okay, there's also quite a bit where it is pretty solid. But I'm going to see how he goes in the dressage, and then I might like ice his legs, and then I'll see how he goes in the show jumping if he show jumps, and then I might ice his legs, and then I'll see how he goes around the cross country. But I mean, he owes me nothing, so if the ground is too hard for him, then he will not run. It's as simple as that. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. I haven't seen the show jumping or the dressage, but historically they've always been quite hard. So, but just gonna clean my tack, and I've just fed the boys, so they're going to eat whilst I clean my tack quick, and then I need to plait Louis up and then they can go out, because I don't believe in changing their routine before an event. I just like, it's easier if he's out, it's easier if he's in the same routine, so that is what he will do. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have all of the cool boots with me tomorrow and all of the ice packs. And then we will just see how it goes. We'll have to play it by ear, see what happens. Fingers crossed. It's 8 PM. We are all finished, plaited. He's out, tack's clean, lorry's partly loaded, and I'm gonna get some food. And then it's the big day tomorrow. It is the morning after the night before. Sounds like a drunk. Sounds like I went out last night. I did not go out last night. I was in bed by probably about 10 to 10. And we are going eventing. Oh, get in the gate, get in the gate. So obviously need to feed and get them boys in, check Louis' plaits, finish loading the lorry, And then off to Ascott-Under-Wychwood. I'm very much in the mind of if he doesn't do a great dressage, then the ground, oh god, what is this? If he doesn't do a great dressage, then the ground is probably not the best for him. So we'll see how he copes, because he will tell me, which I mean is good. And then we'll have to decide what to do from there. I have about a million cool boots and cool blocks and everything going. Just reversing. So yeah, we'll just have to see. I am worried about it, I'm not gonna lie. There won't be any chasing the time of cross country, so I definitely don't think this is going to be a placing round, but if we can get a double clear around that cross country, because there are a couple of questions, then I will be happy. Excuse me. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see. We have to see what happens. Watch this space. I feel like have you guys had a little bit too much grass last night? They all look like, oh, Mix is making the first move. They all look like they're gonna really want to come in right now. Everyone's got to do their toilet stops on the way. Apollo, I missed it. He literally just pooed on the poo pile. He's such a good boy. This is how you bring your horses in the morning. Come here, Mix. 1 stable, 2 stable, 3 stable. Good ponies. Well done. This is not conducive to rolling your plats. Or are they even still in? Hello. What are you doing? Oh, we can't even see them in this light. Well, we'll see to... I will plait this. I mean, they've not done too badly. They've survived... Look at this bit. They've survived the night, and they've survived Apollo itching them. So we're not doing too bad. Just going to roll them. Unimpressed pony. Grumpy pony. Aren't you? You're a grumpy pony this morning. You're taking it all out on Mix, aren't you? But I wouldn't mount. Felix, really impressed to go. Oh, darling, I remember your hay netting. Oh, I had to wet his hay because it's oh, Grandma's gonna come save the day. She's gonna put your hay netting. So just be careful you don't there we go. There's an electric wire just above that fence, and the amount of times I've tied it to the fence and then electrocuted myself when I've been trying to get it off the fence. But I'm just going to tie his hay down. We are about to load, and then we will be off. Won't we, darling? Oh, turning. We've got to wait for Mum to come out. We've arrived. We've unloaded. I went to the toilet and was able to watch the...
at fence 3, if you can hear us, please.
I watched the show jumping, and actually I caught my friend show jumping, so that was quite nice. The ground is hard, but show jumping looks nice. So we're just gonna see how it goes, aren't we, darling? We're just gonna see how it goes. Thought it was time you guys saw a little bit of my warm up for the dressage. So when I'm warming up for the dressage, I do a lot of transitions. Walk, trot, trot, walk, walk, trot, trot, walk. In quick succession. But sometimes he can be a bit slow off the leg, so that always helps to get him listening to my aids. and a bit quicker off the leg. It also means that he comes a little bit more up off his shoulders and sits on his bum a bit more. So then he's using his backside. Then what I'll do is little bits and bobs of like the test itself, so I won't ever kind of run through the whole test or anything like that, but I'll do like a straight line and then track right as if I'm going down the centre line, or if I've got circles in my canter, I'll do some canter circles and make them a bit smaller than I think the 20 metres is, so then it doesn't feel quite so tight when I'm in the arena. Or if I've got like 2 half circles in the trot, then I'll do like that. In this one, I think I had two 15-metre circles at X, one going right, one going left. So I threw them in as well. And on to my test. So A, enter working trot, proceed down the centre line without halting, 7.5. And then I am tracking left. H, E, working trot, E, turn left. That was a 7, a little bit behind the vertical. X, circle left, 15 metres diameter, a 7. And then X, circle right, 15 metres diameter, and that was a 7.5. With a turn right at B. I didn't get a huge amount of comments on this one, so it might be a bit slow. Oh. Between F and A, working canter right, A, K, E, working canter, I got a 7.5 and a balanced transition. That was all my transitions in my warm-up. E, circle right, 20 metre, working canter, 7.5. He actually felt really, really good in this test, and I was like, oh, I'm being really accurate as well. H, working trot, we got an 8, which was quite nice. He didn't fall onto the forehand, which was good. C, medium walk, 7.5. M, X, K, change the rein, free walk on a long rein, which is an 8, which we last year and previous years, we've really, really struggled with a good free walk on a long rein. So I was ecstatic about that mark. And it's a times2. A was a halt immobility for 4 seconds and then proceed again in medium walk. I got a 7 for that because I halted a little early and we weren't quite square. As you can see, his front legs aren't quite there. F, working trot. FBM, working trot. We got an 8. He was nice and balanced and uphill, which is lovely. Between M and C, working canter left. And then CHE, working canter. We got an 8 for that, which again, ecstatic about. E, circle left 20 metres, we got 7.5. This is all on his weaker rein, and sometimes he bounces back at me. So I was really, really pleased with these marks. K, working trot, and then A down the centre line. And we get a 7.5 for that. X, halt, immobility, salute. We got an 8 for that. Judges' comments, so nearly 8s throughout. Well done both. And we finished on a 23.5. Dressage is done. Actually, I was really pleased with the test and I felt like I was quite accurate too, so that was good. But the ground is quite hard. He coped absolutely fine at this point, so no bucking, which is usually a tell of him not being comfortable. But I feel like it's a bit borderline, which means we'll see how he is warming up in the show jumping. If he starts skyrocketing things, then that's also a sign that he's not comfortable. So then again we will reassess. but you got to do what's right for your horse, and obviously we know our horse is the best because we spend all the time with them, so I know when he's not comfortable, and I can deal with that accordingly because I'm not putting him in a situation where he is gonna end up hurting himself. But yeah, pleased with the dressage. He was a good boy. He was a really good boy. I don't even know where my lorry is. Oh, it's over there. On to the show jumping. He warmed up fine, so I thought I'd give it a go. Historically, we've not had a good time with the first jump at Ascott-Under-Wychwood, and today was no different. The last 3 times I've been to Ascott-Under-Wychwood, I've had a refusal and I've knocked it down twice. I think that was probably in the back of my mind, and I didn't ride forward to the first, the second, and this third, which he skyrockets. And then I realised that actually I need to use my leg now. So I get after him a little bit more, get him a little bit more in front of my leg into my hand, and commit a little bit more to these jumps, which funnily enough then started jumping quite nicely. There were quite a lot of poles down in this show jumping, which is surprising, but it was a nice course. It flowed quite nicely. There's always quite a bit to look at around this ring because of the trade stands and stuff. But I was happy with everything after number 3. Shame the rider didn't get their arse in gear for the first 3, wasn't it? So we finished show jumping. Annoyingly, he went really flat on the first one, so we had that down. Looking himself asleep. And the rest of the course was a little fine. His legs are fine at the moment, so we're going to go cross country. If I have to pull him up, I'll pull him up. If I don't, then we'll see how it goes. But it's causing a few problems, so I am going to have to really commit to it and ride it. So we'll see how it goes.
Around the 90 later on this afternoon, early evening. Next to start, another ride with George Hilton Jones, number 6. Take him up the woods and bring him up to Badger's Brush. The grey through the woods. There's the sorbet at 16. In effect 16, so another 2, then 15. It does. There you go to the last.
Oh my days. I could not be more proud of this horse if I tried. We've just done an absolute blinder of cross country. It was by no means pretty in the slightest, but there were quite a lot of questions and quite a lot of combinations, and Jesus Christ, I had to ride for it, but absolutely so proud of him. And there was a double of steps that came down, and then they came to a skinny at the end, like double of steps to a skinny, I came down the steps, he like ballooned off the steps, ballooned off the second step, and I had no reins, and I was like waggling my reins to get to the skinny, and bless him, he could have gone out, but I think because I had committed myself to it, he was going, so yeah, I'm so pleased, so proud. He's got his new boots on, new cold boots on. They're from Lemire. They're really nice, and actually I'm really impressed with them because they've been out all morning in quite a lot of heat, and the gel cool stuff is still like nice and cold. So I'm really pleased with them so far. Wanted to add a little snippet of Chrissy going around her cross country. She had an absolute blinder on Gito. He is not the easiest of horses to ride, especially in the show jumping, and they had a fabulous day. They ended up coming 6th, which was absolutely amazing, on a double clear. So yeah, I thought homage to Chrissy, fair play, she did amazingly. We have made it home. Louis Bear, I've put him back in his cool boots just as a safety precaution. We're having some extremely sloppy mash, which we're enjoying a lot. Hey, you bear? We're just going to empty the lorry and pop him out in the field so he can walk around. He goes out at night anyway, so he'll go back in the field. But we found out that I've got another top 10 placing. I'm so ecstatic for him as well, because the cross country was tough. But yeah, so we came 9th, which I'm so happy with anyway. It was a shame it wasn't a double clear, because that would have got our regional qualifier. But our dressage was 23.5, so to be honest, I'm just, yeah, over the moon, so really good day. Our next one is, where are we next? What are you doing? Yes, you. Yeah, so our next one is Little Gatcombe, which I've never been to. So that's our next one in 2 weeks. So yes, we'll be back at that one.